Good afternoon, Bermuda. I'm joined by Dr. Guishard, Director of the Bermuda Weather Service. Earlier today, the Emergency Measures Organization met to get the latest update on the winter storm, which is expected to affect Bermuda throughout the day tomorrow. We're not expecting a significant disruption of public services, but out of an abundance of caution, we want to ensure that we are prepared for any and every eventuality and make the best decisions in the interest of public safety. And I'm pleased to note that all of our partner agencies are ready and prepared should the need arise. At this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Guishard for an overview. Dr. Guishard?
Thank you, Minister, and hello, Bermuda, and my apologies that you have to see me again so soon. The rapid development of a winter storm is forecast off the U.S. East Coast that will pass to the north of Bermuda on Thursday and into Friday. As such, the Bermuda Weather Service has issued a storm warning. Conditions first thing tomorrow morning will be fairly pleasant, but don't let that catch you off guard. Then a rapid deterioration of the weather by lunchtime will be evident. We're expecting gale force winds to have started by early afternoon on Thursday, and then occasional storm force winds of 48 knots or more and hurricane force gusts are then anticipated on Thursday late afternoon through evening. Associated with this system, a cold front will cross the area during the day on Thursday, bringing periods of rain and heavier embedded showers. During the day on Friday, a cold surge of air will bring the temperatures down to the low teens Celsius or low 50s Fahrenheit, and northwest gales will continue. This will feel especially cold in heavy showers, perhaps occasionally even producing thunderstorms with small hail on Friday. Winds will gradually decrease into Friday evening as high pressure starts to reassert itself. In terms of the ocean conditions, seas outside the reef will also increase on Thursday rapidly, 20 to 30 feet, but no adverse surge is anticipated with this winter storm, unlike the hurricanes that come out of the south in the summer and the autumn and often spend days building up the water levels before passing us. In general, these conditions associated with this winter storm are not anticipated to be as impactful as a hurricane, but caution and common sense must still be applied in making any preparations and going about daily activities. The worst of these potentially disruptive conditions should abate by the early hours of Friday morning. So please stay abreast of current and forecast conditions by regularly checking in at weather.bm. I'll say thank you and turn it back to the minister.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Guishard. From a public safety standpoint, our main message is urging care, caution, and common sense. As I noted, we do not expect a severe interruption of our public services, but we want the public to make sensible decisions. Instead, following our EMO meeting, here is what I can share at this time. The causeway will remain open. The LF Wade International Airport will remain open. Government offices will remain open and services will continue throughout Thursday and Friday. Buses, the last public bus will be at 4 p.m. tomorrow and commuter service will stop at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Buses are scheduled to resume normal on Friday morning. Minibuses will provide school runs as normal. Ferries. The ferry service will be suspended from 11 a.m. on Thursday until further notice. The government shelter at Cedar Bridge will be open for anyone needing to be housed during the storm. The operating hours of the shelter will be from 11 a.m. tomorrow morning until 9 a.m. on Saturday, January 30th. Regarding public schools, schools will remain open on Thursday and Friday. Public schools will close at 3 p.m. on Thursday instead of 3:30 p.m. DPT has advised, that's Department of Public Transportation, has advised that they can have buses to collect children from schools by 3:07 p.m. If children need to walk to Hamilton, they can catch a bus either before or by 4 p.m. when the last bus leaves. As a particular note, Cedar Bridge students and teachers will have remote learning on both Thursday and Friday. This is because the EMO needs to use the school building as a shelter for our vulnerable persons on Thursday. Deep cleaning of the school will take place on Friday. The Lamfogo Clinic will be operating on its winter hours of 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. All BHB emergency services will be operating as normal. The vaccine center will also be operating per normal tomorrow and Friday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. What we are asking is for people who are scheduled to attend the vaccine center to please remain in their cars until they are called to have their shot. We don't want anyone standing outside the facility lined up in the wind and the rain. Following the passage of the storm, our critical work crews from the Department of Parks and Works and Engineering will do an assessment of the roads and clear any debris. Regarding trash collection, the schedule is per normal on Thursday and Friday. The Ministry of Public Works is asking residents to please secure all their garbage and recycling containers and bags to prevent them from being blown about. Also, please place garbage and recyclables out for collection no later than 7:30 a.m. on the morning of your collection day. The Tynes Bay public drop-off, the airport waste facility, and the Marsh Folly composting facility will remain open during regular hours. Lastly, and from a safety standpoint, if needed, residents should have secured their homes, packing away any outdoor furniture or plants or any other home equipment to prevent any damage or injury. Thank you, Bermuda. And I'd just like to say and add just one comment that we've been down this road before, and I ask you to exercise caution and common sense, and we will get through this.
Right, members of the media, thank you very much. We now open it up for questions. Gary, would you like to start?
Certainly. Gary Foster Skelton, Bermuda Broadcasting. Just to confirm, at this time, you don't foresee changes to the vaccination schedules at Prospect or BHB. Can you just clarify that one?
That's correct. The facility will be open as normal from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Thank you. And as for the scheduled delivery of 19,500 vaccines for tomorrow night, the airport thus far is open. Are we seeing any potential delay to that delivery?
At this time, we don't see any potential delay. Then the airport is open.
Okay.
Will be open.
Hurricane force gusts in a winter storm. When was the last time we had that?
I would ask Dr. Guishard to answer that question.
So we did look into this. We reckon it was 2009 or 10. I need to delve a little deeper into the actual reporting, but it's been a good decade since we've seen these conditions.
Not to look ahead or stretch too far, but in fact, just today, new U.S. President Biden was saying they want to lead the global response on climate change. Do you see weather conditions like this as a symptom of climate change, or is that too early to comment, or do you have any commentary on
It's too early to comment on any one individual system such as this. However, I will say that there are impacts that climate change has to extreme weather conditions, and that we have seen increases in hurricane activity over the last 20 years.
Thank you. And
just I'll take pains to clarify that this is not a hurricane.
Yes, of course. But there is the potential for hurricane strength gusts.
Correct.
Of 70 miles per hour if it remains as it is.
Correct.
And finally, if anything should change, at what points in time should we be looking to the EMO? Should we be expecting a press release? Do you have scheduled points where the public should be seeking onto the websites, etc.?
Overnight, Dr. Guishard, and make sure that we receive regular updates. And the Durham team will definitely, headed by Steve Cusham, who's sitting here by us today, will keep us updated. And if we see the need to meet and get together for any changes, we'll do so.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Owen?
Owen Johnson Barnes, Rural Gazette. Are there any plans to use the emergency broadcast system during this storm?
At this time, the answer would be no, but if the local radio stations were down, then we would definitely enact the EBS.
Now, we are supposed to be getting some hurricane-strength winds tomorrow night. Do you have any idea how long those gusts are expected to last? You said early evening till morning. Can you give me anything more detailed than that as far as duration?
Sure. So the earliest onset of storm force winds and hurricane gusts could be as early as 4 or 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And current model projections show those conditions being out of the area by midnight.
And of course, the term hurricane force, for a lot of people, may not quite understand what that means. Can you go into exactly what that level of wind means? Paint a picture, if you can.
Sure. So the winter type system that we're seeing now, and I took pains earlier to clarify that this is not a hurricane, is not a tropical system coming up out of the deep tropical Atlantic. It's a cold weather system coming off the continental U.S. The characteristics of such a system are a little bit more predictable. In fact, as early as sort of before the weekend, we were having very similar forecasts to what we're getting right now. In terms of what hurricane gusts means, that's simply a threshold. 64 knots is hurricane strength. And so anytime we talk about sustained winds or gusts of hurricane strength, we're talking about meeting that threshold and exceeding it. In this case, we're only talking about gusts, short periods of gusty conditions, not sustained winds.
Thank you very much.
Right, members of the media, thank you very much for joining us today to update the public regarding the winter storm. That concludes today's press briefing. We appreciate your attention.